This week, the Motorhead Garage crew experiences a diesel BMW burnout thanks to an amazing additive, a Jeep exhaust system that installs in a jiffy, a plug-and-play truck tune-up, and preparing a classic for paint. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. We're kicking off the show this week with a Jeep JLU. Brand new unit. The owner has upgraded it with some wheels and tires, kind of toughened up its appearance. One thing that's not tough, though, is the stock exhaust note. The good news is we're going to upgrade that and do it in fine fashion. In fact, John's over with David Borla right now to tell you how we're going to make this thing sound as good as it looks.
We're talking the world's finest performance exhaust, Borla, of course, and who better to talk to than David Borla. Borla, why is it the world's finest? Tell us about it.
Well, when you think about Jeeps and you think about an exhaust system on a Jeep, I think the first thing that comes to mind is durability. So it starts with the material we use, which is T304 stainless steel. We're not pulling a rabbit out of our hat. This is a material that was designed to be heavily durable, interestingly, originally designed for the culinary industry. And the reason for that is because a fork or a knife needs to be able to go through a washing machine thousands of times and never rust, right? You need to be able to put it in a baby's mouth with no rust on it. So you can literally eat off our exhaust systems. And they're highly, highly durable, both against corrosion and against rock chips and dents and stuff like that. So it really starts with the material. In this case, this is a black system. We're coating it with a ceramic black material that adds even more durability to it, but it doesn't stop there. Clearly, fitment, this thing's going to fit perfectly right in the stock locations, very easy to install, which you're going to see in a minute. And from a performance perspective and from a sound perspective, we're going to get everything out of this thing we can. And when it comes to sound's subjective. So we're offering more than one sound level for this particular application. Here we have our Attack, which is the most aggressive.
Wake up the neighbors.
Yeah, and that tends to be the most popular also, but we also have what we call our S-type, which is a little bit more subdued. They're both going to perform the same, so it's just going to be a little bit of a different exhaust note, and it's just kind of a different flavor depending on what you like. And then from a performance perspective, we spend a lot of time making sure that we're maximizing exhaust flow and velocity so that we pick up some horsepower and torque as well. And we just got a great looking system too.
Yeah, and that's interesting. You said that stainless. I mean, that's huge. I mean, a lot of these newer cars, with the emissions and what's going on, there's a lot of water running through that exhaust system, and I see it all the time. I mean, they're totally rotted out. Not the case here. No,
not at all. We offer a 1,000,000-mile warranty, and the reason we're able to do that is because our stuff doesn't break.
Now, another one, you also have a couple options for this. I mean, off-roaders, there's a cool design. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we also offer what we call our climber system, which is for, hardcore rock crawling and off-road. Really gives you maximum clearance, so you don't have to worry about that angle of departure like you would with a rear section. But this is really more for street use.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things about the exhaust system is the insulation. I don't want to go butchering anything up, especially on a car like that. And fortunately, with Borla, you never have to. It's going to fit perfect and it's going to go well. And with that said, Brian's over there installing it right now. Let's check in with him.
All right, John and David talked about some of the physical attributes of the Borla muffler we're going to put on this Jeep, and I'm going to show you something pretty cool too. So here's the factory piece, just came off. Look what happens here out of the factory system. It really squashes this pipe down to get it around some of the rear suspension pieces, the sway bar and stuff. So what we'll notice here is the squash on the factory one, and we're going to replace it with a true mandrel bend S-shape there that's going to keep nice flow all the way through. This is quite literally a 1-bolt install, and the only bolt we're going to need to tighten up is the bolt on the clamp. One thing I want to do before I slide this on, a little PB blaster is going to let us have a nice easy install on here, give us a little lubrication on the pipe. I also use the PB blaster to help loosen up the exhaust hangers as well as the factory clamp. So the replacement is as easy as the removal, as we're going to come up here, receive the factory exhaust pipe. Once I get this guy on there, I'm going to work the factory hangers right back onto the attachment points that Borla has provided. The neat thing about the Attack system is we're going to free up some horsepower, and we don't have to mess with any of the factory exhaust coming off the catalytic converter. So it's 50 state legal. It's going to provide not only good noise, but also good horsepower. I'm going to finish this up, we're going to fire it up, and you're going to hear the difference. Well, the install is complete. It was that easy. It's so easy, in fact, that I interrupted this schmo who was trying to take an hour-long nap up on the lift. Dude, come on.
Yeah, I got a little nap in, but I know you didn't even break a sweat. It's Borla, baby. It was an easy installation. I don't feel bad.
The payoff is the sound, man. Fire up this attack system. Let's hear how it sounds. Nice. So you can hear the sound matches the looks. This JLU looks tough, rolls tough, more horsepower, more efficiency. We're going to be back with more Motorhead Garage right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is brought to you by Car Top Cargo Carriers. Just get in the car and go. ODYSSEY Battery. Go further with the ODYSSEY Battery. Danmar Equipment. Now you see it, now you don't. And by Dustless Blasting. It's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. And you know what, I normally don't complain about stuff, but I'm here with Trey Sykes, and Trey, you promised you were bringing us a race car, and a drag race car, and I'm sitting here in a diesel BMW, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, let me show you what this diesel BMW can do.
Fair enough, man, fair enough. You're gonna have to sell me on this one, because I don't really see it happen. Go for it, go for it.
Well, hold your neck.
You gotta be kidding me. You still got a trailer on the back of this thing, man. What is the deal with this thing? Oh, that's unbelievable, bro.
Yeah. So it's a diesel BMW, right? No, it's a diesel BMW. It's a 3-liter inline-6 diesel BMW. Standard automatic transmission, 6-speed automatic. Everything is stock. Internal on the engine.
Man, I know it's
stock converter, stock rear end, just a differential in the rear end, stock transmission.
And you got to be using some good stuff to keep all this junk alive, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Hot Shot Secrets. We'll be back to the studio unless this guy kills me on the way. Well, Trey Sykes, as it turns out, you're not only a world-class burnout machine, you're a world-class sportsman drag racer, having earned those trophies and a ton more in your career. And, you know, you work with Hot Shot Secret, and you know a lot about these products, and I'd like to learn more. So tell me about what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, we've got a wide array of products here for gasoline and diesel engines. First thing I'd like to talk to you about is the STICTION Eliminator. So we're going to think of that as a deep clean for the engine oil. We're going to get rid of all the gunk, all the buildup, and we're going to use that every 3rd or 4th oil change.
And I know the company talks about a 62% reduction in engine wear when you're using this product, which is huge. And you said it's a 2-step process, so what's my second step here?
So 2-step process here with the FR3 friction reducer. Great thing about friction reducer, you add that to whatever oil of your preference, and it gives you it is proven on a dyno to give you a 5% increase in horsepower and fuel economy.
And that's at the Fire Punk dyno, where those guys have done a lot of testing, and those guys would definitely not put their name on something that they didn't believe in.
That's right, absolutely.
So outside of oil, we then move to fuel, and of course the Diesel Extreme is a very well-known additive.
Yeah, Diesel Extreme is basically a deep clean for that fuel system. You put that in and it cleans the injectors, gets the water out, everything you want it to do for the deep cleaning of that diesel system. And you partner that with the EDT, the everyday diesel treatment. Cetane booster continues to clean the injectors, gives you a big improvement, for me, 3 miles per gallon on the highway.
Wow.
And I use it all the time. So also for the gasoline guys, they're coming out with Gasoline Extreme, which is going to be an additive that anybody with a gasoline car can use, give you some octane boosting, some cleanings, all the things you want with that.
Stay away from detonation, makes more horsepower, it's a good thing.
Right.
We also, for people in northern climates, have the diesel, winter diesel fuel treatment here, which is super important. You get down to cold temperatures, your fuel basically turns to wax.
Absolutely.
And you don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Outside of the fuel tank and the outside of the motor, there's also transmission stiction reducer, right?
Yeah, TSE, transmission stiction eliminator. You use that in any automatic transmission. Dose it up, it helps improve your shifts, cleans up the fuel a little bit, reduce operating temperatures, everything you want for your transmission as well.
Perfect. We got racing oil on both ends, but I think the big story here is the fact that this stiction eliminator, a lot of people think it's only for diesels. This product right here can be used in gas and diesel engines, and to prove it, you're going to dump some in a Hemi, and I'm going to dump some in your race car.
Absolutely.
So as he goes over to add that in, we should mention the fact that Hot Shot Secret does have great high-performance diesel oils and high-performance racing oils as well. So they're really a full-line product here, and the treatment begins. We're going to reduce engine wear in our 392 Hemi Power Challenger, and literally using the same bottle, we're going to reduce engine wear in Trey's race car. You let me touch your race car, man. This is dangerous stuff, you know.
You know you're liable.
I'm not signing off on that. Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
I literally cannot believe a little diesel Beamer motor just blew the tires off out there on the street like we did with the trailer attached to the race car.
Yeah, that car is quite impressive. It'll do a lot.
Hot Shot Secret can be found at their website at hotshotsecret.com. They also shelf stock this product in many of the biggest retailers around the country. There are local distributors everywhere. And this guy and me are going to leave the studio and do a whole lot more burnouts. They're going to hate us around here. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage presented by Dustless Blasting right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now, if you're fortunate enough and you can afford a Mustang body like this one, not a lot of surface prep needed. But the truth of the matter is, most of us have barn finds, old cars, restoration projects full of rust, the paint's bad, Bondo. It takes a lot of surface preparation. And when we're talking surface preparation, why not talk to the expert? I'm here with Zach from Dustless Blasting. Zach, I've been to your place, man, but before that, I've stripped, I've sanded, I've even used some old sandblasting methods. Man, they don't work. As simple as that. Tell me, why does your product work so good, and do you have various models to do this job?
Sure. So of course, dustless blasting is the process of combining water, some type of blasting abrasive, and then a rust inhibitor, all under air pressure. So very similar to the idea of sandblasting, but the water is going to eliminate the plume of dust, and it's also going to eliminate any type of heat that you might have, you know, on a car panel. So the traditional downside of sandblasting is it's not portable, it goes everywhere, and it's going to warp all my body panels. So it makes it a perfect tool for automotive restoration. So we make machines that are sizes for small shops, all the way up to the entrepreneur that wants to actually go out and provide a mobile paint stripping and cleaning service with one of our trailer mounted units.
Now that's huge. Now let's talk about someone like myself. I mean, turning wrenches for years. I want to get out of this business, but you know, I make a lot of money. There's no doubt about it. I want to get into this business. Are you going to walk me through the whole process? Why don't you just tell me, what are you going to do for me when I come in? What do? I call you, and what's the complete process?
Sure. So we're truly passionate about setting people up in business for themselves, helping them live the American dream, right? What's more rewarding than that? So when people go ahead and they decide that they want to kind of make that next step, you know, we're able to help them with the stuff that they're not very familiar with. Like you said, most of our customers, they've been turning wrenches. So picking up and operating the tool, they're great, right? They understand the need, they recognize the opportunity, you know, but they might not know how to go out and market themselves. They've probably never created a trifold brochure or a website or a Facebook page. You know, the stuff that helps you go out and build a business, you know, they're just not familiar with. So we're able to offer them turnkey marketing packages, which are very professional and, you know, something that you'd be proud to go out and hand out to your customers at a car show, or just going out and soliciting powder coaters or whatever it might be. You know, they're truly turnkey, fantastic packages. Next step for people, of course, is going to be, you know, how am I going to pay for this thing? And so, you know, of course, many people aren't very comfortable walking into a bank or don't know how to approach a bank about a small business loan. And quite frankly, they're not always that easy to obtain. So we're able to, again, help people when they go on our website and they fill out our pre-approval form, you know, to be able to actually start a mobile paint stripping and cleaning business where they're able to purchase the blasting equipment, the marketing packages, and truly, you know, take their business and just hit the ground running in a low cost and very affordable way.
And you can use the whole family for it. I mean, it's a family business. This is pretty cool. Like I said, I was at your place, and it's simple to use, but are you going to train me as well?
Yeah, so when people come in and they pick up their machines, we're more than happy to show you exactly how the machines are manufactured to make sure that you fully understand how they work. Now, if you don't have the time to come in, maybe you've got another business, and this is just going to turn into another revenue stream for you. We can put the machines right on a trailer, and it'll arrive right at your door, and you can hop right online, and you can check out all of our training videos and get a full extensive view on exactly how to operate the machine. It's super simple, just like, you know, a couple ball valves, flip them on and off. So watching a 5-minute training video is easy. You know, the other stuff that people are going to have questions with usually revolves around, how am I going to price that job? What's that worth? You know, I've never blasted a spiral staircase on a 3-story building. Well, me either. But when you go online and you post it on our private Facebook group, which is just for contractors that own our dustless blasting machines, you're going to have 600 or 700 people that all are able to contribute to helping you price that job. Because somewhere around the country, somebody's done something very similar.
Now, you know, in my case, we're talking cars, but there's so much more. I mean, give me some examples I can use the dustless blasting for.
Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everything in the world is painted, rusty, and dirty. So there's no shortage of opportunity that's out there. From line stripe removal, graffiti removal, anti-fouling paint on boat bottoms, taking a painted brick home and restoring it back to the original brick. You know, there's endless opportunities that's out there, you know, and truly no shortage in any community, urban or rural, for people to go ahead and start that mobile paint stripping and cleaning business.
Well, I know it works. Tell me, where's your website? Where are they going to go find you?
Everybody's going to hop on to dustlessblasting.com, and on there you'll be able to not only check out all of the machines, but if you click over to our support tab, you'll see all the training videos, so by the time you come and pick it up, you'll already know how to work it.
Well, you want to make a ton of money and you want to blast with these, go to Dustless Blasting. I'm telling you, it works. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage right after this break.
Presented by Dustless Blasting is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt, now included with each set of Cook's headers. Go to stage8.com. Mag High Tech, differential covers and transmission pans. O'Reilly Auto Parts, parts, better prices every day on auto parts and accessories. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. We got a 2018 Ford F-150 with the Power Stroke in here. It's a new Power Stroke. It's a $70,000 vehicle, and if you're a lot like me, you want to do any modifications to the engine, especially when it comes to the mechanical side of it. That's why I'm here with Eric. Eric from Stealth Performance Products, man. Tell me about your module.
So it's a very simple plug-and-play device. It doesn't risk any harm to the engine. Like you were saying, you don't want to mess with mechanical stuff, kill your resale value and warranty and all that. This doesn't make any changes to the truck's computer. It doesn't go beyond any of the stock safety parameters. It just basically makes the truck run like it's supposed to. A lot of times these manufacturers, they leave a little bit of room in there for the next model year, things like that. There's always just a little bit more potential left. And it's a very simple device. All it does is just unlock that potential. On these common rail systems, the fuel pressure goes up to 30,000 PSI. So when it's lagging down 5, 10, 15,000 PSI, it's just not getting that efficient plume out of the injectors. So when you can atomize that fuel properly, you burn it better, you get more throttle response, more low to mid-range power. The transmission all of a sudden recognizes that you have that power down low as you roll into the throttle, so now everything kind of smooths out and it just becomes a much more pleasurable driving experience.
Now, it's really simple to install. Why don't you walk us through the process? Tell us exactly what you're doing.
Okay, yeah, so it's on this application, I mean, this is one of our smaller ones. We do a lot of bigger trucks, but this is the little F-150 with the fuel pressure sensor right here. It just plugs in line, factory style connectors. Anybody could plug it in. And it just manipulates a signal.
So you're going to the fuel pressure sensor, is that for you?
Yeah, fuel pressure sensor. We took the engine cover off to make it a little more accessible, but it can easily be done in your driveway, or, you know, you pick this thing up. That's one of the things is, as soon as you get the module, you can just plug it in and just be on your way. And then if you ever wanted to go back to stock, you just unplug it and you're right back to stock.
Now, I know there's a graph on your website talks about the actual torque curve. I mean, we're not trying to make wide open throttle. I know a dyno is not a good, idea for this, but tell us about that graph a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, basically like a normal tuner, they're focused on giving you more power where you have plenty already, which, you know, can be fun, but it's not very realistic for most diesel owners. They're looking for that low end torque. And so what we're trying to do is we basically, instead of having a sharp peak power curve like that's real rough on the transmission like a 2-stroke, we try to make it more like a 4-stroke. So as you roll into the throttle, the power is right there. So it's a nice smooth power curve that is just really easy on your truck.
It's something that everyday driver would use. I mean, this is not the hot rod that's going to burn the tires off. This is something that's going to increase performance throughout.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it's all about just, quarter to half throttle, keeping it under 2,000 RPMs, holding higher gears, keeping your RPMs down, what a diesel should be, driving around like a tow rig. Not everyone's trying to build a, high horsepower race truck that does wheelies and stuff.
Absolutely. Now have options as well. I mean, what about the switch? Tell me about the switch.
So it's adjustable. You can go stock, low, medium, high. It just controls the potential of the module. So it's a really simple device. There's no reason to overcomplicate things. The stock programming from the factory, I mean, they know what they're doing. They're keeping an eye on everything. They're making sure everything's safe, and we're not trying to override that and disable check engine lights and things like that. It's very simple. Just wake the truck up, You turn this up, low, medium, high, and you know, you can feel it right in the seat.
Now, low, medium, high, I mean, if we're programming it, we're going through the DLC, we're leaving a footprint, not a good thing. We're dumping fuel in there. What about exhaust gas temperatures?
Oh yeah, well, so when you do stuff like that, you know, you need gauges, you need to tune your transmission to compensate for it and all that, where this is just, it's just this, and you just put it on, you never even have to worry about it.
I see you got a lot of harness here. I mean, you can put the switch anywhere you want or go inside the cab, or I know it's nice to have it all out here so you can just take it out.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd say most people probably just leave it next to the module so that you can just pull it out real quick when you go in for service, but it does come with the wire long enough where you could put it on the cab.
Well, tell us, what's your website? Where can we find it?
It's stealthmodules.com or stealthperformance.com. And we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, and you're the CEO, so I mean, they're going to call, they're going to talk to you. It's great customer service. I mean, this is an awesome product. Thanks for bringing it in, Eric. Well, we're out of time for today, folks, so if you want to get a product on Motorhead Garage, just email Jeff@masterstv.com. We'll be back more next week, though, with more Motorhead Garage presented by Dustless Blasting.